the issue of migration, the agreement, the contract, or whatever it is, you know, should have been publicized.
Yeah.
You know, if you have good intentions and it is the people that you are representing, it's important that they know what you have done for them, you know, what you have negotiated for them. Clarity is important. People can decide based on that information. So, but if it is half-baked or it's not given to them in full, mun nañoo decide why it will not be complete. Regarding the safeguards, the red flags are there already. We all know what happens in some of these countries. We are also not the best country, but if we are sending our people anywhere, we should make sure the basic safeguards, you know, are there. You know, because these are people that are going to come back, and you know, this is the cream of the society. You're talking about youth here.
These are people that supposed
these are
to
assets.
come back.
these are assets, irreplaceable for that matter. Whenever they deplete in any country, any society, that society will also deplete. You know, so basically that is it. But again, to discuss a little bit on what the guest Uncle Mari had said is, you see, governance is not about the infrastructure as in houses, how nice the parliament is, how nice is the state house. Governance is how effective, you know, how futuristic our policies, our programs. Look at it, you know, in Mandinka we say Samaseno. That tells it all. Meaning farming during the rainy season.
Yes, that's what we know in the Gambia here.
You know, that is an abomination.
Used to, yeah,
that is an abomination. Who controls the rain?
God.
You see, in life, if you want to live under someone's supervision and control, you don't grow. It's natural. Because he gives and takes. He decides what. Up to now, I have not seen any meaningful rainfall, as far as I am concerned. And this is what, June?
Yes.
June. End of June. Now, if government, a thinking government, a government with right policies, programs, gives you a tractor. Okay, you are a farmer, I'm giving you a tractor. For how many? 3 months rain. That's abuse of tractor. You are abusing the tractor. What will tractor do for 3 months rain? It will not commensurate. That tells you the government don't have the right policy, the right systems. The thinking is not there, the design is not there. Because if you are giving tractor for 3 months rain, you are insulting us. Because tractor, 3 months, what is he going to do? And we are talking about how many hectares of land? So it means the government that is actually even giving tractor for optics does not know what it is doing. It's just like you give bazooka to my 5-year-old boy and say, I want you to kill this ant. It doesn't make sense. So that tells you the policy, the design is not there. Accelerate them. What should have been done first is, before you give tractor, make sure you put in place the necessary things that the tractor would actually be used for. So, lolu moy first failure be. We will go back and forth. Since we continue to call it Sama Seno, we will fail. It's Mandinga. Sama Seno. Yes, when the Sama is done, nobody is saying anything.
Yes.
That's the truth.
All back to the north.
And you see, there has to be, you know, man, I believe in us being very nationalistic sometimes. The State House, Gambia government, should be eating from our pools, our millet. You are complaining that, oh, Uncle Madi did not farm. But the government is not buying our millet. State House. And it's our money. The government is not buying our rams. Government programs, they should buy from Abattoir. They should have a national livestock something where they don't buy from Senegal or this. No. The government, you know, the president himself will eat our coos, our millet at State House.
Bojang deni ita man seno ken delbe kacha.
Allow me, ani de ko dana seno kala de moro.
Ma kala sai.
Dana seno kala de. Bojang dana seno ani ma ko
mantar seno la, inte mantar seno la, ne mantar seno la.
How so are you dana seno?
No, ki am na femme.
How so are you dana seno?
Wa xam nga li ma ko wax
Man sa am na femme.
Yalla nu be kacha men la ma jani ka bari même fo kam même be ke kan Sénégal même be ke kan Sénégal ko même be ke kan Sénégal yolo.
Okay, so what means meant for, to just summarize, the cream of the society is the youth. As such, programs for learning, policy learning and nala, action oriented for that matter, to make sure we retain these people. We have a lot in this country. I always tell people there is no country that is not giving enough for its survival. No, that is not God. It doesn't happen like that. But now it depends on how you use your brain to make sure you put those things that you have into use. We can have a lot of things that we can do in this country to make sure you see, for example, I always tell people, this is funny, but that's part of the business that I hate. Some people will hate me for that, but I hate that business. Second-hand business, I don't like it.
Second-hand business.
Why must we be paying for people to dump something to us?
Diaspora become violent.
No, allow me, you don't understand what I'm saying. That is a government policy failure.
problem is that
I'm coming. That's why he said, no, allow me.
they're not angry with you, they're angry with him. Why do you have a problem if Minister is angry with you?
We want to make something clear. He said a very important thing here.
Don't twist your words.
You cannot twist. Okay, now allow me. I just want people to understand what Uncle Madi was saying. Masakunda buka kodo di mola teng, ika opportunity le create, ika mir nyale fenang, ye call falling, mole yuwa akono. Like for example, we have local people that are making these shoes here. We all know.
Yalon dendi ka dole bela ja, ye fenne sa fa bala kodi. Ye fenne sa fa bala. Fo be mo be forcer la le pour ay été a janba. Fo mo la na fa fengle.
Ndese mo be forcer la because dem ak Masakunda. Matu.
Advertise kan site.
Some of these things allow me to learn now.
No, it's okay. Please.
Okay, simply put, na youth soul ke make sure you remain young. Omu kulti me ala waji bolem untol benyanta ka advocate.
Okay.
And agriculture is one way because ita kata food mem pick. To be frank with you, I don't say food picking does not require any skill. But I don't think it is really something that is there for us to say, okay, when they come back, they will now show us how to pick fruits. And how does that add to our skill set, national skill set as a country? And you see, countries evolve. Those in the 50s, there were skills that, or educational programs that they were fanciful at the time. Everybody's going for that. The time would come, we are not going to be talking about food picking. It's something else. So
the drones are doing it, not human beings.
Yes. So obviously, it is not a skill set that you should export our cream to go and then learn and then bring it back and so on. So what we are saying is, for agriculture to move, we have to make sure it is not summer seno, but it is all year round seno. Okay. And this seno should not be only on the farm. That is his understanding of farming. If the president has a direct policy or the government has a deliberate policy of making sure they pump money back to Gambian farmers, that in itself is farming. Because marketing is part of farming, agribusiness. Okay. So that is what he fails to understand. Farming is not about the land. And Mr. Jobade is actually farming. Mr. Jobade is actually farming. Because farming does not mean you sow only. It means the market. If you are advocating for the economics to come in play, it means you are also farming.
Okay.
And the government doing that, it means the government is farming. So government is not farming in that area, and that is his advocacy. which is in line with agriculture.
Okay.
So that's what his understanding is.
That's very clear, and that will
But you
take
don't
us to...
talk in the language that he will understand.
I'm sorry, English man.
Taliban, stop demeaning people and things. Let's move on.
Okay, thank you so much.